Let us, hi friends, let us take the procedure of accounting. Procedure of accounting. Now, what two things comes in procedure? Procedure of accounting basically forms of two types. One is generating financial information. One is generation of financial information. Of financial information. Generation of financial information. And another thing is of using that financial information. Another thing is of using of that financial information which is generated. So there are two types of procedures of accounting, what I can say. One is generation of the financial information, and same that applying that information or using of that information. Basically this part is comes mostly for the managers. What the managers do, they use the financial information which is generated by the accountants, right? So basically account is nothing but a art. Art of what? Art of first thing. Art of first is record the transaction. That is nothing but the recording of transactions. Second is nothing but classifying that transactions. Classifying of that transaction. Third is nothing but summarizing of the transactions. And fourth is nothing but analyzing of the transactions. And fifth is interpreting and communicating. Fifth is interpreting, and sixth is communicating of that transaction. So now generating of that financial information, first recording, second classifying of the transaction, third is summarizing, fourth is analyzing that transaction, fifth is integrating, and sixth is communicating the same. Now we'll take an example now of all these stages. For example, if I am a shop owner, right? A shop owner. Now consider my shop name as, for example, Raj Auto, right? Now what kind of shop I am having? You consider my shop as two-wheeler shop, two-wheeler workshop. You consider this shop as two-wheeler workshop. Now we'll take all this procedure of generating the financial information. Now what would be recording in terms of my shop owner? By recording of transaction. This is the first step in generation of financial information. Now recording of transaction. What kind of record do Raj Auto will keep? Raj Auto will keep the record of sale of spare parts. Sale of spare parts which are fitted to the two-wheeler. And second, the service or labor revenue generators, or the labor revenue generated. Say for example, today uh, uh, today is, for example, let us consider 1st April 2015 to 31st March 2015, 2016. Say for example, the day began on the 1 April, and you take the customer 1 to on April, customer 10 customers came. Now they will have a different kind of billing. One will have 200 rupees, another will have 300, 400, and probably the 10th customer might have 910 rupees. So this is nothing but transactions which are done on day 1, that is 1st April 2015. Now the same record of transaction 2nd April 2015. Now the customer number 11 to customer number 20, all the same transaction. Another will have 10 rupees, here it is 50, yes 70, all these bills. Now here the total revenue today was generated in sale of spare part was, say for example, 2000, and from the service labor revenue it was 1000. So the total business done was 3000 rupees. So on the 2nd April the same case will be repeated. Say for example, here from the sale of spare parts 2500, and from the labor revenue 1500. So total transaction was 4000. Now day by day, 1st April, 2nd April, these are nothing but the transactions are going on. Say till the 31st March 2016, this complete financial year This is nothing but a financial year. Year basically starts from 1 April to 31st March. This is nothing but a financial year in terms of accounting. So these transactions are being recorded at the end of year. What you see, that you have sold the spare parts, say for example of 5 lakh, and labor revenue you have earned of 2 lakh, and the total uh, is 7 lakh. So this transaction, one by one, this procedure is nothing but recording of the transaction. Now what I did, I classified the sale of spare part and labor revenue. That sale of spare part was of rupees 5 lakh and labor revenue was 2 lakh. So so this is nothing but the classification, right? And summarizing the two steps, one is sell, another is service. This is nothing but classification. What I did, I did the total. This is nothing but summarizing of transaction. 5 lakh and 2 lakh, this is summarization. Now what we are doing, array bapre, there was the sale of spare part was of 5 lakh and labor was just 2 lakh. This is nothing but we are analyzing. We are analyzing what? Analyzing the figures, analyzing where we went low, where we went high. So this is nothing but we are analyzing that. And now we have to and interpret with that figures. Yes, what we can do to improve, our sale, and what we can do to improve our service. So this is nothing but interpretation of the transaction. And final way, so after creating all this, by recording all this transaction, by analyzing, classifying, interpreting, what we have to do, we are accountants, we have to communicate to the management team. uh, we have to communicate to the management. So the fourth part, last and final stage, the communication comes. A communication has to be done with in the proper format. Say for example, balance sheet, profit and loss sheet, and all this communication has to be done in that. Thank you.